So, what I'd like to also suggest, just to add what Yash said, that the link of the program is there in the description. You could just sign up. You don't have to pay initially anything, as the program said as pay post प्लेसमेंट राइट. सो एक्चुअली मुझे थोड़ा सा उस बारे में भी बात करनी थी स्पेसिफिकली, क्योंकि काफी लोगों के मन में ये डर है. आई मीन आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट विथ यू दैट पे पोस्ट प्रोग्राम जो है वो मतलब लोगों को फंसाने के लिए बनाए जाते हैं. इस तरीके के लोग जो हैं अफवाहें और इस तरीके की जो गलत माइंडसेट लोगों ने फैला रखा है कि भाई आप जो आप सोचें कि भाई आपको बाद में देना है तो बहुत ज्यादा देना होता है, और वो है वो गलत चीज है. सो व्हाट इज योर व्यू ऑन दैट फैक्ट, कंसिडरिंग आप इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट उन पर करते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ the knowledge, as well as I'll also like to touch upon please talk about your team a little bit, maybe at end of this answer probably, why do you think, I mean, it is a win-win actually, this scenario? So could you just elaborate?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think there is some sort of a मतलब नया आया है pay after placement and income share agreement, and where you can pay us after you get placed above a minimum threshold salary, right? So ये concept नया है. So it will take some time for people to build that trust and absorb it, right? Our idea of coming up with pay after placement essentially was to bridge the trust with the student, right? क्योंकि edtech में जो है for years, right, there has been a lot of mis-selling in terms of programs, right, that you will get output. And I when I say edtech, I would also include colleges to some extent, to be very honest, right? And matlab outcomes pe focus has always been low, right? It is, I don't deny that a Udemy program or a Udemy course will add some value to you. It will, right? That is good quality content being taught in a right manner. But what our students essentially need, right? We could realize this very quickly, that हमारे students जो tier 2, tier 3 से आ रहे हैं colleges से, right? They have very less exposure, right? और उनकी भी गलती नहीं है, और कुछ हद तक उनकी भी गलती कहूँगा, right? Because so how I see it is that one, the system has definitely failed them, right? Hasn't been able to impart the right skills to them. Second, the environment which they got, उनका कोई सीनियर गया नहीं है प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी में, उनके कैंपस में कोई प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी नहीं आती. दे डोंट नो हाउ एग्जैक्टली टू प्रिपेयर फॉर इट. दे डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली कि सेकेंड ईयर में मुझे क्या सीख के प्रोजेक्ट बनाने लगने चाहिए ताकि मेरा रिज्यूमे लुक्स मच बेटर, राइट? तो कोई है नहीं जो उनके लिए मॉक इंटरव्यू ले सके उनके साथ एक, राइट? कोई है नहीं जो उनको डाउट सॉल्विंग में मदद कर सके. सो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ एस्पेक्ट्स व्हिच द स्टूडेंट नीड्स हेल्प ऑन, which is not really available for the student right now. One, right? Second, we could see that student की भी कुछ हद तक गलती है, because internet is a big pool of resources which they didn't really explore a lot, right? So I would say that part students also could explore a little bit more online, right? But the whole idea of us coming out with pay after placement was that we wanted to impart all of this value, right? कि हम लोग बच्चे को मेंटर की जरूरत होगी, हमें पता है उसको गाइडेंस, कांस्टेंट गाइडेंस एंड हैंड होल्डिंग की जरूरत होगी. We need to give one-on-one sessions every 10 to 15 days for every student, right? With our mentors. We know we have to give it to them. We know that we need to make sure that the student goes through at least 5 to 6 technical mock interviews. We know he has to go through at least a few mock HR interviews. We know that he has to learn quite a lot. There will be a high quality instructor which will be needed to actually help the student out, learn all of it. There'll be project building sessions which we'll have to set up for the student so that he actually starts working and building stuff, not just doing it for the sake of it. We know there will be at least thousands of doubts which the student will face on his learning journey, right? So we need to make sure that we have adequate doubt solving help available, mentors available whenever they need and whenever they come up with doubts, right? We also know that they don't have access to all of the top class opportunities which are needed, राइट? तो हमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी उनके लिए लेके आनी जरूरी है, क्योंकि वो खुद से बेस्ट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज को टैप नहीं कर पाएंगे, राइट? तो व्हेन वी इमेजिन दैट बॉस, दिस इज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक रनिंग अ कॉलेज, राइट? So the part where it comes, where how we can differentiate is that we guarantee the outcome to you. We tell you that boss, we will give you each and everything which I just said, right? We know it is required on your learning journey. We know that we have to structure your journey properly, right? And the whole idea of giving a guaranteed outcome was that so that we can easily bridge trust with the student, right? कि student को ये ना लगे that I have to pay a 1 lakh rupee fee. I have already paid 8 lakh, 10 lakh to my college for 4 years of education here. You're asking me for 1 more lakh for this particular program, right? When it becomes pay after placement, the student is not asking for money from their parents, right? They get a salary. When they get their first salary, then they pay us the first installment, right? And we've kept it also as reasonable as we can, right? Because there's a lot of things we need to manage and run, and so many stakeholders a student interacts with across his 6 months of learning journey, right?
Correct.
But still we have tried to understand that we don't, as a student, and when I'm getting into a job, I wouldn't want to be bounded कि मेरे सिर पे 3 साल 5 साल का लोन है या कुछ है, right?
Correct.
We've tried to minimize it. We've kept it as a 12-month payback period कि आप place हो जाओ 12 महीने में निपट जाएगा, right? Payback.
Correct.
And
Correct.
right, so the whole idea essentially with a guaranteed outcome and placement was that, boss, this is different. This is not just any other edtech online course which you purchase and you start and you never finish it, right?
Correct.
This is not so. This is not another course where you will just get a unidirectional content flow on top of you, right?
Correct.
This is a place where we at AccioJob we clearly tell to every student entering main batch that, boss, your learning is infinite. आपको पढ़ने के लिए 10 रिवीजन सेशन चाहिए, 10 1-on-1 मेंटरशिप सेशन चाहिए, सब मिलेगा. उस पर कोई रोक टोक हमें कभी लगाना ही नहीं है, बिकॉज द होल आइडिया इज दैट द स्टूडेंट एंड आवर गोल इज द सेम नाउ, राइट? कि हमें भी उसको अपस्किल करके प्लेस कराना है, उसे भी अपस्किल होके प्लेस होना है, उसे भी प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी अपने करियर के लिए अच्छी जगह पे जाना है, right?
Correct.
So then the whole idea is कि now you are with us, boss. We will work hard with you, whatever it be, right? You're finding it tough to cope up, you're finding it easy to cope up, you want more problems, you want more doubt solving session, you want more mock interviews, right? So everyone's need is also a little varied there, right?
Correct.
Someone is a slow learner, someone is a fast learner, all of those things. So the idea behind pay after placement was कि हम लोग easily student से trust bridge कर पाए, राइट? कि हम लोग नहीं बोल रहे कि आप आके मुझे 2 लाख रुपए दो और मैं एक और डिग्री दे दूंगा आपको छाप के, राइट? वो नहीं है हमारा. तो हमारा आउटकम हमारे यही था क्लियरली कि यार हम लोग इस तरह से ट्रेन करना चाहते हैं कि हम आपको आउटकम्स रियलाइज करवा पाए, राइट? एंड द मार्केट इज सो सपोर्टिव, राइट? सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट राइट नाउ, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, देयर इज सो मच अपॉर्चुनिटी इन सॉफ्टवेयर डेव राइट नाउ. And that is why we are also able to guarantee the fact that, boss, if you work hard with us and upskill, we are very, very confident that these companies need exactly what we are training you on, right? They're desperate to hire talent like you if you work hard with us for a few months, right? So that was the idea behind starting a pay after placement bootcamp. We realized that एक point यहाँ पे आता है कि इंडिया में जो है family is generally save for education, right? Fortunately, unlike abroad where people take loans and stuff for their education generally, in India families थोड़ा बहुत save कर लेते हैं, right? तो इसीलिए हम लोगों ने upfront option भी add कर दिया कि if you think we are misselling or something, you find a course which, and upfront option is even cheaper, right? 50,000. So it's like if you think you can find a course in the market which offers you all possible help, right? Be it unlimited mock interviews, unlimited mentorship sessions, so many live doubt sessions and live lecture sessions, right? And is still offering you it at a cheaper price, then you tell me, right? We are trying to do our best to provide high quality education, honestly, right? And upskilling people will make a huge difference to their lives, is what we honestly believe. So that was the idea behind pay after placement. Yeah.
Yes. And yes, actually, I just wanted to add one more thing. Just what I feel about these programs is that it's the sheer confidence of the founders and people like you. Because see, end of the day, आज 200 रुपए का प्रोग्राम के लिए भी ऑनलाइन वो आपको पहले प्रोग्राम नहीं दे रहे हैं, वो पहले हिसाब से पैसे ले रहे हैं कि भाई मेरे को प्रोग्राम पसंद आए ना आए, आपको पैसे तो दे देने हैं, क्योंकि आपको थोड़ी प्रीव्यू देख के पैसे दे देने हैं. तो that confidence of investing time of almost 6 odd months or maybe around a year on a student and then going ahead with it, तो I'm definitely sure that it is clear a win-win, because अगर win-win होता है तो दोनों पार्टीज के लिए अच्छा होता है. So